Today's lesson is called Munich. Dive into centuries of history. Hello, everyone. My name is Jeff.
I am Roger, and in today's program, we are continuing our journey to Munich, Germany. And of course, there are lots of things to see and do in Munich. And if you've already been to Berlin or Hamburg or other places like that, maybe you should check out Munich. Actually, Munich is probably the first city you would go to in Germany because that's a must-see city in Europe. It's probably one of the main places people go to when they travel to Europe. So last time, of course, we talked about the main square there in the city where you can see the Glockenspiel. And we also talked about some treats you can have there. You can try some pretzels or bratwurst or other tasty treats.
Yeah, we talked about the main city square there in Munich called Marienplatz. Okay, that's at the heart of Munich. But that wasn't all. We also took a short walk from this square to another square called Karlsplatz. Yes, I was a big fan of Karlsplatz when I went to Munich myself. It's a wonderful place. You won't want to miss Karlsplatz, the fountain there, and then also Karlstor, the square's three-arched gate. It's quite the attraction. You'll feel like you've gone back in time if you walk through this gate. And yes, like Roger said before, we also closed things out on part one of our lesson there by talking about some delicious German food like pretzels and bratwurst and stuff like that. Excuse me. Here I'm being an American. I just said bratwurst. Let's be more properly German and say bratwurst. Yes, make that W a V sound. Anyways, with that, folks, it is time for us to take a break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
Much of Munich's magnificent culture can be found in the city's churches and museums. In fact, the biggest Renaissance church north of the Alps, Michiaskirche, is located right in Munich. Built by Duke Wilhelm V in the late 16th century, Michiaskirche is structurally elegant, with beautiful bronze statues on its facade, including a large one of the Archangel Michael at its center.
大家好，第一部分我们看到的单字是 structurally， 这个字是副词，指在结构上。例如 The new boss structurally changed most policies that caused nothing more than disorders to the company. 新的老板结构上改变大部分的政策，对公司只造成了混乱。而去除 structurally 字尾的 ly 可以成为它的形容词 structural。我们可以说 The apartment building suffered immense structural damage as a result of the fire. 这栋公寓大楼因为火灾而遭受严重的结构损害。接着，我们看到一个名词 bronze， 指青铜、青铜像或是青铜色。像是 The museum is showing bronzes from ancient Iran. 这间博物馆展览了许多古伊朗的青铜。另外 bronze 除了可以当名词之外，也可以当作形容词，指青铜制的。所以可以说 On her bookshelf, Monica has a small bronze statue of an elephant. Monica 的书柜上有一个小的青铜大象雕像。再来，我们看到一个单字 facade， 这个字是名词，指大型建筑物的正面。举例来说The facade of the building was damaged in the war. 这栋建筑物的正面在战争中损毁。
Okay, everybody. Now, when you travel to a foreign country, you want to check out its culture. So much of Munich's magnificent culture can be found in the city's churches and museums. So, yes, it's got some great culture there. It's an old city. It's traditional. So the culture there is magnificent. Magnificent just means really great, outstanding, wonderful, super, etc. Pay attention to that word because magnificent has the word magnify in it, which means to make something bigger in appearance. So if something's magnificent, ooh, it's really significant, it's really cool, it's something you've got to check out.
It's wonderful, amazing, great, stupendous, and yes, like Roger said, often big in size as well, though you wouldn't say, oh, a magnificent culture is a big culture. You'd be saying that this culture is rich. There's a lot to be had culture-wise in Munich. But yes, here's a good example sentence for this adjective magnificent. You could say, whenever I get the chance, I check out the magnificent mountains of the Taiwanese Central Mountain Range. So in that particular situation, we're talking about these mountains. They're magnificent. Awesome, stupendous, great, but also big in size. But here, a magnificent culture is just a rich and highly developed and wonderful culture.
It certainly is, and of course, that does have to do with the churches and museums of this fine German city. In fact, the biggest Renaissance church north of the Alps, Michiaskirche, is located right in Munich. So there you go. It's a big Renaissance church there. And it's the biggest one that's north of the Alps. Of course, the Alps mountains are in southern Germany and northern Italy there. So, yes, indeed, if you're into Renaissance churches, this is definitely one you want to check out. And Renaissance here, again, is a period of European history that came after the medieval era.
There you go. And by the way, we are talking about churches, and maybe you've already figured this out. Kirche is German for church, but my German isn't that great. I'm still practicing my pronunciation. Anyways, more on Michiaskirche, built by Duke Wilhelm V in the late 16th century. Michiaskirche is structurally elegant with beautiful bronze statues on its facade, including a large one of Archangel Michael at its center. So there you go. If you read this as though it were an English word, you'd think, hey, that says Michael's Kirche or Michael's Church. And yes, that makes sense. After all, you've got a big statue of the Archangel Michael at the center of the facade of this particular church. So there you go. It's Michael's Church. It's a church for the Archangel Michael. Anyways, we've got a lot to talk about in this sentence. First of all, during the intro, I talked about bratwurst. If you were in America, you would say bratwurst, okay? But if you are in Germany, I should say, you wouldn't say bratwurst, whoa. You would change that whoa to a va. The W becomes a V, and that's why, yes, we're saying that this particular church was built by Duke Wilhelm V, okay? If you're in Germany, that's how you pronounce it. You wouldn't say Wilhelm V. That's the kind of thing you would say maybe in America. Now, more on this church, the Church of the Archangel Michael there in Munich. Apparently, it's quite elegant. Now, when we use this word elegant, we're talking about something that is beautiful and nice looking. But usually when we're talking about something being elegant, we're saying that it's beautiful or good looking in a simple and uncomplicated way.
Yeah, for example, I could say, Daisy wore an elegant evening gown to the dinner. So in this particular case, we're describing this church as being structurally elegant. Structurally, of course, having to do with its construction. And you know something? I think the Germans are pretty cool. If you screw up this pronunciation and you say bratwurst or Duke Wilhelm V, they'll understand you. Germans are pretty laid back. They're not going to get all upset. So in any case here, yes, it's elegant in a structural way with beautiful bronze statues on its facade. Okay, so bronze, of course, is a metal. It's like the third metal of the Olympics, gold, silver, and bronze. So that would be pretty cool. But also we've got this facade here. That's the front of a building, especially if it's an older building. And usually it has a little squiggle there underneath the C there. So that means the C is pronounced S. Facade, the front part of a building.
Anyways, let's go ahead and take a break right now. But when we come back, we'll learn some more about beautiful, beautiful Munich.
No less impressive is the 15th century Frauenkirche, Munich's largest church. Entering the church, you'll see a strange footprint known as the devil's footstep. Legend has it that this mark was left by the devil when he stamped his foot after inspecting the church. Frauenkirche also has 2 towers, which you can climb to get an unbeatable view of Munich and the Bavarian Alps.
第二部分，我们看到片语 Legend has it that 表示传说、据说像是 Legend has it that the ruins are home to a terrible beast. 传说这个废墟是一只可怕野兽的巢穴。另外，补充另外2个相似的片语。首先，可以用 Rumor has it that 代表谣传举例来说 Rumor has it that the boss will hand the company over to his son before the end of the year. 谣言说老板会在年底前将公司移交给他的儿子。再来，还能用 Tradition has it that 用来指传统上我们可以说Tradition has it that a mother-to-be can't share the news of pregnancy with others in the first 3 months. 传统上，孕妇在前3个月不能与大家分享喜悦。
Okay, now let's continue talking about the next part of our lesson. No less impressive is the 15th century Frauenkirche, Munich's largest church. So, no less impressive. That just means just as impressive or even more impressive is the 15th century Frauenkirche. That's the largest church in Munich. So, if you thought Michael's church was impressive, well, this one is just as impressive or maybe even more.
There you go. Now, more on this particular church, Frauenkirche. Entering the church, you'll see a strange footprint known as the devil's footstep. Interesting. Usually, when you think of churches, if you go into a church, you think, oh, I'm going to see holy stuff, like stuff related to God and angels and things like that. But if you go into this church in Munich, you're going to see this strange footprint. And it's the devil's footstep, or people call it that, which is kind of strange. You might expect to see Jesus's footprint or God's footprint or an angel's footprint, but no, here we've got the devil's footstep. Interesting. And now that I think of it, the devil, Lucifer, was an angel. I believe he was a fallen angel, but I don't think that has anything to do with what we're talking about here.
Yeah, I don't really know much about devils myself, but in any case, it says, legend has it that this mark was left by the devil when he stamped his foot after inspecting the church. So, legend has it. You could also say, according to legend, or a legend says that this mark was left by the devil when he stamped his foot there. He was inspecting the church. I don't know what a devil would be in a church. I thought churches were supposed to be holy places and not evil places. But in any case, there's this kind of footstep there, or this footprint, I guess we should say. And according to legend, it was left by the devil when he was inspecting the church, going in there and making sure all the pews were in the right order and the candles were set up properly. And that's what devils do, I guess. But let's talk about some other features of Frauenkirche. Frauenkirche also has 2 towers, which you can climb to get an unbeatable view of Munich and the Bavarian Alps. So if you like views, like the view you can get at the top of Taipei 101, well, go up in one of these 2 towers there. They probably have an observation deck or an observation platform where you can hang out, take some pictures, and get some breathtaking views of the city of Munich and then the mountains in the distance.
And there you go. And that's a fact, okay? You can go into the towers there and you can climb to the top and get a very great view of Munich and the Alps in the area. That is a fact. Earlier, though, what we were talking about is not necessarily a fact, okay? There's this devil's footstep thing, and then we said, oh, legend has it that this mark was left by the devil, okay? And we're using this phrase very specifically. Why? Because when you use this phrase, legend has it, you're not saying that what's coming next, what you're going to say next, is going to be factually accurate, okay? What you're saying is that people tell this story, but it's not necessarily true. Legend has it, according to legend, rumor has it, that the devil made this footstep or this footprint when he was inspecting the church. But is this true? Probably not. But yes, one thing that is totally true is that you can climb to the top of the towers in the Frauenkirche and get a fantastic view of Munich. All right, folks, with that, it's time for us to take a short break, but don't go away. We'll be right back after this.
If you love visiting museums, you won't have a lack of choices in Munich. The city's museums exhibit items resulting from centuries of creativity. At the Deutsches Museum, one of the world's oldest science and technology museums, visitors can view one of the first automobiles in the laboratory bench where the atom was first split. At the Alte Pinakothek and the Neue Pinakothek, you can admire countless art masterpieces produced throughout the ages. Whatever your interests are, you won't find Munich disappointing.
第三部分，我们看到动词 exhibit 有展出、展示之意。例如 This conference is your chance to exhibit your strong public speaking skills. 这个研讨会会是让你展现强大公开演讲能力的机会。另外，补充一个与 exhibit 同义的单字 display, D-I-S-P-L-A-Y, 指展示、陈列。所以可以说The video screen displayed the winning lottery numbers. 影像萤幕显示了乐透中奖号码。最后，我们看到单字 masterpiece， 这个字是名词，用来指杰作或是代表作。举例来说 The director's first 3 films were ignored, but his 4th is considered a masterpiece. 那位导演的前3部电影不受青睐，但他的第4部作品被认为是杰作。
Okay, let's continue now with our lesson, everybody. When you travel to a city overseas, a good thing to do is to go check out its museums. So if you love visiting museums, you won't have a lack of choices in Munich. So this is an interesting phrase, to not have a lack of choices. You could also shorten that to you won't lack choices. In other words, you will have lots of choices. To lack means you need something, but you won't lack it because you'll have lots of choices. You'll probably need to spend several months there to check out all the museums that Munich has to offer.
There you go. The city's museums exhibit items resulting from centuries of creativity. And yes, earlier we talked about Munich's magnificent culture. Don't forget, yes, you've got these churches that are great, but don't forget the centuries of creativity and what these centuries have given the culture of Munich. And a great place to see these things on display is in the museums of Munich. Yes, the city's museums, they display or they have items resulting from all of this creativity, all these centuries of creativity. And yes, here we do have the verb exhibit to talk about. If you exhibit something, you put that thing on display so that it can be seen by the public. Yes, to exhibit something is to display something. You can also say that, yes, if you exhibit something, you've included that thing as a part of an exhibit. Yes, this word exhibit can also be used as a noun, though in this particular situation, it's being used as a verb. Anyways, a good example sentence would be, right now, the museum is exhibiting some paintings by Vermeer.
And we've also got the word creativity here. That just means you get to use your imagination or come up with new ideas. For example, I could say, I love my job because I get to use my creativity. So here, of course, you've got lots of things on exhibit there because of all the creativity that came from Germany over the centuries. At the Deutsches Museum, one of the world's oldest science and technology museums, visitors can view one of the first automobiles and the laboratory bench where the atom was first split. Yes, indeed, we love Germany because of its science and technology. So we've got museums there to check out. and you can see some of the first automobiles or cars and also a laboratory bench. Usually a laboratory is where a scientist works, but here laboratory is being used as an adjective, a laboratory bench or bench in a lab or laboratory, and the atom was first split there. I wonder if it was a uranium atom that they split there.
It's very possible. Anyways, yeah, they split this atom in a laboratory, which makes sense because a laboratory or a lab is a place where scientific tests and experiments, I should say, are carried out. For instance, you could say the laboratory is filled with state-of-the-art equipment. Anyways, moving on, we've got some more museums to talk about. At the Aita Pinakotek and the Noi Pinakotek, you can admire countless art masterpieces produced throughout the ages. So there you go. If you want to take in some masterpieces, these are the museums to hit up.
A great work of art like Picasso's Guernica is one of the most famous masterpieces of painting in the world. So yes, we have countless art masterpieces there produced throughout the ages. So whatever your interests are, you won't find Munich disappointing. So no matter what you're interested in, Munich will not disappoint you. What are you waiting for? Contact your travel agent today. It's time now to listen to our Chinese teacher one more time.
各位同学大家好，我是 Hanny。 我们来看今天的文法重点。课文第二部分的一开始他有提到说，同样令人印象深刻的是15世纪的圣母教堂。好，那这边呢句子里面他用到 no less， no less 它是用双重否定来表达肯定。 no less 的字面上意思它是说没有比较少，那就是用来表达不亚于什么，同样怎么样怎么样的。 no less impressive 就用来表达同样令人印象深刻的。那我们顺便补充一下， no less 也常常用来强调某个事物它是令人惊艳，让人刮目相看的。那语义有点类似中文的竟然，像是如果说 She was invited to the royal wedding no less， 她竟然被邀请去参加皇室婚礼耶。这边这个 no less 就是用来强调惊讶，表示说竟然怎么样怎么样。好，那我们接着读到课文的最后一句，他说Whatever your interests are, you won't find Munich disappointing. 无论你的兴趣为何，慕尼黑都不会令你失望。那这边我们是要介绍句型 find加受词加受词补语，它可以用来表达发现某人或是某事物处于某个状态，像是 When he got home, he found the cat sleeping on his bed. 他到家的时候发现猫咪正睡在他的床上。那在这边他就是用到 the cat 来当受词，然后后面用现在分词 sleeping 来当受词补语，去补充说明猫咪正睡在他床上这个状态。好，那除此之外，我们其实还可以用 find 加受词 to be 加上受词补语来表达认为某人或某事物怎么样，觉得某人或某事物怎么样。那其中这个 find 它表示认为或是觉得，而受词补语我们常常会用名词或是形容词来表达，那其中的 to be 可以省略不用。举例来说 They found him to be a very decent man，也可以说 They found him a very decent man， 他们觉得他是个很正直的人。好，再造一个例句哦，你可以说 The students found the story to be interesting， 也可以说 The students found the story interesting， 学生们觉得这个故事很有趣。好，那在这个句型当中呢，我们如果是用不定词，也就是 to 加原形动词来当受词的话，这样子摆起来会很奇怪，会变成 find to 加原形动词，后面再搭配这个受词补语。这时候呢，其实应该改用虚受词 it 来代替受词的位置，然后把不定词移到句尾，这时候句型它就会变成 find it受词补语再加不定词。好，举例来说 Miranda found it hard to live up to her parents' expectations. Miranda 觉得要达到父母的期望很难。好，那这时候句子里面这个 it 是虚受词，真正的受词是 to live up to her parents' expectations. 达到父母期望这件事情是很难的。好，以上是今天重点整理，我们回顾今天的单字吧。
Magnificent. From the decorations to the speeches, every aspect of the wedding was magnificent. Structurally, the building was torn down because it was no longer structurally sound. Elegant. Guests seeking luxury will not be disappointed by the hotel's elegant rooms. Bronze. A farmer found the ancient bronze tools by chance while working in his fields one day. Exhibit. The school exhibits students' work, such as drawings and essays, on the hallway walls. Creativity. Creativity is the most important quality for this job. Laboratory. Researchers are required to wear protective clothing in the laboratory. Masterpiece. The movie is thought to be one of the greatest film masterpieces of the 20th century.
Discussion starter starts now.
All right, everyone, now it's time for our discussion starter. Roger, what do you think makes Munich a must-see city?
Everyone who goes to Munich should go there because of that glockenspiel. I just love listening to musical instruments and all sorts of weird sounds and stuff like that. So, yeah, you should go check that out. How about you?
Well, if you're interested in partying and relaxing while on vacation, well, if you're interested in these things, you'll love Munich because in the fall, during October, the month of October, Munich holds a fantastic festival called Oktoberfest. I think you guys will love it. Okay, everyone, with that, today's article is now complete, but as always, we sure hope that you guys have enjoyed reading along with us. Anyways, I'm Jeff.
I am Roger.
See you next time.